Alright, you guys. So, Beck had had enough of my Wednesday Addams nonsense. See, this is what happens when you use other people as content. Berlin, I'm looking at you. You need other people for your content because you yourself, by yourself, you're not really that interesting, which is why you have to lie a lot. So, I'm happy that Beck is finally clapping back at her. And I'm sorry for the lack of the updates and uploads. You guys, I swear to God, I have a six-pack brewing underneath my stomach from all the coughing I have been doing. It's ridiculous. But anyways, let's listen to Beck. And I don't know if I mentioned, I also do have her sped up a little bit. So here we go.
I know it has been a long time since you guys have heard from me, and this is going to be a little bit of a different video than normal. I know you're used to seeing my face. I was really nervous to make this video, and I still am, but I thought it was really important to make it. So I sat down and I wrote everything down to help me organize my thoughts so it would come out more clearly, and I wasn't jumbling over my words or saying too much like I usually do. I'm just going to show you guys some speed drawings while I talk to you about what's going on and where I've been and so on. People have asked me a lot about why I don't make my own videos or live stream anymore. They want to know why I haven't used the platform that's been handed to me to make money. And the main reason is because this community, even though a lot of you have been kind and supportive, has been and is very harmful and toxic mentally for me. While I've grown as a person and have become more aware of the mistakes I've made in the past, it's become embarrassing to have ever been a part of Amber's life on and off YouTube. My goal after...
Well, I mean, Beck, that makes sense and all. That does make sense, but that's your story to tell. For the longest time, you have been allowing Amber to tell your story for you. You were handed the platform. Utilize the platform. Like, your channel doesn't necessarily have to be about Amber 98% of the time. Use it to change the narrative. Use it, put your own content out there that does not involve Amber. But in the meanwhile, right now, strike while the iron is hot. Spill the beans, honey. Spill the beans. It is not going to make you any lesser of a person. This woman went and made thousands upon thousands on you, talking about you, featuring you in her videos. Strike while the iron is hot. There's nothing wrong with it.
The breakup was to move on as an individual and separate myself from what happened in the past. But when that audience consists mainly of people who have heard of me from Amber's videos, separating the two while still existing online became impossible. A lot of people know of me from that time in my life, and I have had to accept that and keep moving forward. I went through a lot back then, and I made mistakes. It wasn't the person I wanted to be or who I am now. When I chose to go to Karina Kaboom's channel, it was because I wanted to tell part of my story in a way that was from a safer distance so that I couldn't be accused of being a grifter or profiting off of it just for answering some questions. I was offered no money from Karina's video, and I didn't expect any profit or fame from it. The reaction was still very mixed and hurtful, and I know I can't please everybody. I still felt like Amber's narcissism was being fueled by the people who would attack anyone remotely connected to her, no matter what role they played in her life, even though she only keeps benefiting financially and growing her ego through this vicious cycle. It was discouraging, and I just stopped trying to speak up altogether.
I mean, right here, Beck has fair point. It was a couple years ago. That's before I had my channel. You know, I was just like a YouTube viewer. I remember it was right after Beck moved out to her own spot in the family's attic. And I remember too myself being highly discouraged when people were making fun of Beck. I forget what she was eating out of. It was one of those reusable bowls. And people were just tearing her apart in the reactions to her. So yeah, I get that, Beck. I get that because I do myself. Remember, watching the same reactors who are behind you now, back then they were ripping into you. That one I remember, and I don't blame you for feeling discouraged. That one I completely honestly understand.
With the support of a lot of you, it was hard to not internalize the negative things being spread about me by Amber and others. I know that in my Q&A with Karina, I talked about the money Amber owed me. I never did see any of that money and still haven't. For a while, I was in contact with an attorney who claimed to be able to help me get the money back that I earned working for Amber, but it wasn't possible to serve her anything without an updated address.
Well, damn. If that's all you needed back, if that's all you need is her updated address, girl, there's other websites that you can find her address easily that people had already found her address, like subreddit maybe, the Kiwi forums maybe, other websites maybe. There's other means of different ways for you to find her address. I'm pretty sure she's been doxxed. And the other thing, like, yeah, find her address and get her served. You are owed thousands upon thousands of dollars from this woman. Get your money back. Get that address. Go to the sites and find that address so you can recoup your money back.
Time passed, and with the distance growing between myself and the public, I just let it go. But recently I was told that Amber has started talking about me again. And the more time that passes, the more she believes that I'm being quiet because I'm weak. She lies about me because she thinks that she has power over me and that my fear of the public reaction will shut me up and that everyone will be left with no choice but to believe whatever lies she spread. Well, she's wrong about me.
Well, also to be fair, Beck, people have been trying to tell you Amber wasn't gonna do crap. She had no leg to stand on. People for years have been telling you this. Go and file your lawsuit and get your money back. You didn't want to listen to anybody. And also, I think Amber, I don't want to call you stupid. I think Amber counted on your small town mentality that by threatening you, you wouldn't do anything. She counted on that. I'm glad your family growing is fine. But you better follow through back. You better follow through with us on this one.
And she no longer has that power over me. I want to be the one who tells my story. I'm going to show a screenshot of a live that Amber commented on about me and address some things. But first, I want to point out that she continues to use an incorrect name, even though she has been told that I don't go by that name anymore. I feel it's disrespectful to continue to call me by my old name, despite me saying myself that I now go by Beck, and her being corrected by viewers and reaction channels many times. I'm not surprised, however, as she has never respected me or anything I've said before now.
Well, Beck, my Fed Wednesday Adams, that's the same thing to Cassie. She refused to call Cassie by that proper name. So, Amber is an a-hole. But if somebody did that to her, she'll call them homophobia. So, you did it, this woman. You should know how she operates.
She also used incorrect pronouns, but I understand that I've stated in the past that I was okay with she, they pronouns. I'm stating now that I only use they. So the first thing she said is, when we broke up, I felt bad, so I let her have all the money she needed, but Feline didn't like that, which made sense. She gave me $100, and that's what I used to go get the U-Haul with, and I only had one day with that U-Haul because I didn't have enough money to pay for an extra day, and I was trying to rush and pack everything that I could as quickly as possible, and I was running out of time, so I had a little breakdown and was crying about it, saying I didn't know how I was going to pay for extra time with the U-Haul because I didn't have the time to get everything, and she started laughing about it. So she was laughing about the fact that I couldn't afford to continue to have the U-Haul for longer.
Wow, what a cold-hearted bitch. Yes, my Fat Wednesday Adams, I called you a bitch. And wasn't Feline, Jade, Wipey, we just refer to as Wipey, living with them at this time? And she co-signed on this. They're all assholes. Holy crap. Imagine, this woman owes you thousands upon thousands of dollars and still have the balls to do that to you? Whoa. First, Fat Wednesday Adams, you are a bitch, my dude. You are a bitch.
So no, she obviously didn't feel bad, and she didn't care at all. And she did not give me all the money that I needed, or else why would I have been struggling and crying about the fact that I couldn't afford to have the U-Haul longer? And about using the fundraiser money on my old car, that's exactly what I did. I got the car fixed because of that help, and I was extremely thankful for it. There was a little bit of money left over that I put toward bills like insurance and the car payment. The only portion used for anything else was the $12 or so that Amber begged me to give her for the Netflix account I'd still been using. I was able to drive that car up until a few months ago because of those donations. I wouldn't have been able to do that without that help, and I will always be grateful for that. And side note, I did not have her debit card on me all the time. The only time I had it was whenever she would send me to do errands for her or to pick something up for her. And I always came back with a receipt to show her what had been bought with her debit card.
Say what now? Oh, hell no. I would have been charging for gas. I would have been charging for wear and tear in my car. And every time that quarter town person was sitting in my car, every time I had to run it somewhere, guess what? You are being charged for wear and tear on my car because, holy crap, Oh, hell no. What? That's insanity.
The next messages say, gosh, I could say so many things, but I can't. She said she would sue me, so I have to shut up, but people would be shocked and not believe a word I say. Gosh, I wonder why they wouldn't believe you, Amber. You have a history of lying, and you're doing the same thing right now. You have nothing on me, and I know that. I did threaten to sue you, but that was to stop you from relentlessly talking about me like you were. You had no reason to talk about me. I've come out and said things only in response to you bringing me up. The threat to sue did not stop you, as seen in this screenshot. You haven't said these shocking things because they don't exist. Anything you could possibly say truly would be a lie. I will no longer stay silent if you try to spread lies about me. I've told parts of my story, and it's all been true, and never said in an insulting way either. I have so many gross things that I've seen you do, both to me and the people in my life, that I've kept quiet about because those things are embarrassing or have something to do with very personal matters.
Listen here, Beck. Spill the beans. This is what you do. Do a video twice a month. Just going by timeline. Just spill everything about this woman. Spill everything about this woman. You're in financial needs. People are willing to listen and hear what you have to say, okay, about your whole situation with her. You will recoup most of your money plus more. Just start spilling the beans. But while you're doing that, slowly start to change your content too, so you have longevity, so that way you're not only tying your channel to my Fat Wednesday Adams. But in the meanwhile, girl, be smart. Start spilling the beans. Give the people what they want, and the people will reward you back. Trust me, people will reward you.
Despite how you've treated me, I still have empathy. However, if you want to lie about me, I won't hold back. I'll be brutally honest about things I know about you. The next comment, she said, she had a job that was ruining her back. I told her she didn't have to go through that. I was helping her. I made a lot of money and wanted to take that burden off of her. Yes, in the beginning, she did make it seem that me quitting my job would be beneficial for my health and that it wouldn't be so hard on me anymore. But I learned very quickly that whenever I did quit my job, that it was just a control tactic. She said she wanted to be the main breadwinner, and all the things that she said I would be able to do, like see my family more, those things didn't happen. I was just stuck taking care of her. And whenever I talked about trying to get a job again, she would just guilt trip me and say, well, I need you here. I need you to help take care of me and to help me take care of the animals. She would just guilt.
You guys correct it if I'm wrong. When she was with Beck, wasn't this the time period where I do believe myself that she made herself bedbound intentionally to make Beck her personal caretaker? Wasn't this the time period where she just laid around on that pillow mountain so she didn't have to do shit? Because she had Beck at a beck and call, basically. No pun intended. Huh.
Trip me into not trying to find another job. And the only things she really would buy me is like food and candy and t-shirts. So whenever I would try to save up change, she would say things like, is that your funds for when you leave me? So I would even stop saving change to avoid that conflict with her.
This is the next level of insanity and abusive of power and financial abuse. Ugh. Oh, my Fat Wednesday Adams. I knew you were a terrible person, but to this level, well, yeah, you did falsely accuse somebody of SA, when in actually, you're the one who was, you're the perpetrator. What did I expect? Holy crap.
In the end, me quitting my job wasn't about helping me. It was about controlling me and keeping me under her thumb. And she did keep me away from my family. And whenever I would go see my family, she would time me on when I had to be back. And if I wasn't back by that time, then it would be a fight for the rest of the night. And then the next time that I would try to leave to go see anybody else, she would guilt trip me and say things along the lines of, I didn't care about her and that I cared more about everybody else other than her.
You guys, this is the next level of sickness. This is the next freaking level of sickness. And yes, I know they were the victims, but in a way you let her do this to you. You know what I mean? You also let her do this to you. And what's her face? Brittany, whatever. The one that she's still stuck on, her exes said the same thing. And the other thing is, I am pretty sure this is around the time when Beck's mother was really, really ill. And this woman had the balls to guilt trip her and trying to spend time with her mother before her mother passed. Amber, go fuck yourself, my dude. Go fuck yourself.
And then she said, if that makes me a bad guy, fine. I hear your opinion and it makes sense based off of what you know. But your opinion would probably change if you knew everything. I thought I was doing the right thing. If I could go back, I'd do everything differently. Saying, if that makes me the bad guy, is so obviously manipulative. You're framing what you did to me in this positive light so that it looks like your intentions were good when they weren't. You did a lot of bad.
Exactly, teardrop. Exactly, Beck. She is trying to make herself into a martyr, but unfortunately for you, well, Fat Wednesday Adams, everybody knows that you're a liar, like you like to say. You're a liar. You're a natural born liar. How do you not have any empathy, sympathy? You have absolutely none of those things. And then you come on all girls interwebs and expect everybody else to have empathy, sympathy for you. No, ma'am. No, you don't deserve that. You have none. You don't show that towards other people. So therefore, you don't deserve it either. Go screw yourself. Holy crap.
Bad. You said you'd do things different now, but you haven't taken any accountability. I feel like the only thing you would change is doing the exact same things in a way that would have made you look even better. And that's all I really wanted to say about the screenshot. I just wanted to respond to that so it didn't seem like, she was able to spread lies about me and me not speak up and fight for myself like she probably expected I wouldn't do. And something else I wanted to talk about was I just found out today that she lost Rarity, and that breaks my heart. Rarity was very special to me. I loved all three of those animals very much. Rarity was like my little shadow toward the end. She followed me everywhere I went. And it was hard to even leave her. And I know when Amber talked about moving to Oklahoma, she was scared that she could only find a place that allowed 2 animals. So she considered giving me Rarity, but that's not what ended up happening. And
wait a minute. So Beck was so friends with my Fat Wednesday Adams when she was living with Jade Wipey. They paid living nurse. They actually paid living nurse. They were still talking. So when they broke up and she had to move to Oklahoma, this seems to me like where Amberlynn lives at right now. She can only have 2 pets. So losing Rarity was pre-planned, if you ask me, because probably they were going to upcharge her for having 3 animals living with her. So Rarity was the one that had to go because probably reminded her of Becky. Holy crap. This is my conspiracy. What if this is what actually happened to the cat? She had to get rid of one of the cats. And Rarity was the one that had to go. Holy crap.
I sometimes wish that I would have gotten her, because now who knows where Rarity is. Before I get to talking about myself, I want to leave some advice for anyone going through a narcissistic abusive relationship. The most important thing is that you don't feel isolated. That goes for any relationship. If you feel like something is wrong, but you don't feel like your partner wants you to tell anyone else about it, that is a red flag. That's when it's important to talk to your friends and family about what's happening. You can get so engulfed in abuse that you don't even see what's happening to you. Having an outside perspective and a good support system is key to finding the strength to leave. For a while now, I've been focusing on myself and my loved ones. I live somewhere new. I have new friends and a new love and a new job that has been amazing and personally fulfilling. I've been finding new hobbies and working through my grief and dealing with my mental health, trying to live a normal life. In a few weeks, I go in for surgery to have a biopsy done on the lumps on my thyroid. I'm happy to finally be taking care of my health in that way. I've been more happy these past few months than I've been in years, but life still isn't kind or easy. My old car finally started to give out on me, and that was nerve-wracking. But through hard work and a bit of luck, I was able to finance a new vehicle. Unfortunately, I've been facing more hardships lately. Winter storms that this area hasn't seen in years had us snowed in for almost 2 weeks. A few days after returning to work, we started feeling sick and tested positive for COVID. I'm just now recovering, but because of all of that, I haven't been able to work my usual hours and have suffered financially. Just a couple days ago, on my way to get groceries, my car slid on ice while driving. The car went into a ditch, airbags deployed. The car landed on its side. Insurance deemed it totaled and does not cover rentals while the settlement is decided. Luckily,
well, I'm happy to hear that Beck is taking care of her own personal health. And it sounds like she has a good support system around her. And it also sounds like she's seeing a therapist. Unlike somebody else we know that we're talking about right now. And another question, you guys. Did Beck break up with her girlfriend? Remember the cute girl that she was dating? They broke up? Aw, that's sad. I didn't know that. Are they still together? I don't know. Let me know in the comment section. I was just wondering about that. That was my aside right there.
I'm physically okay, but I'm scared again for the future, unsure of how I'll be able to keep my job, get to work these next few weeks, how I'm going to get a different car if the settlement isn't more than what I owe, since I've only had this for 2 months, or pay upcoming bills. Circumstances right now are difficult. Before, I know this kind of thing would have felt like the end, like I'm going to lose everything, all over again. But even though I can't see a clear path forward, I'm still hopeful. I've never before had that feeling that I could fight for my situation to get better until now. I'm glad that I've made the progress I have, even if this feels like a huge step backward. And I know people are going to say I'm begging on the internet again, but I'm trying to use this opportunity to clear some things up and help myself at the same time. I made this video because I know I can't entirely escape my past, none of us can, but at least maybe I can use it to try and better myself. It will be a month or two before I can make anything from this video, so if you want to help me out, I'll leave my Cash App in the description. You don't have to send money, but please be kind and think of me as a person who is trying, just like you. I'm not sure when I'll post again. I don't know if I'm built for constant content creation. Sometimes the burden of an audience can be all too much, but let me know if there's more you want to hear or see from me. Thank you for listening and taking the time to watch this. I hope you enjoyed the art that I was able to show you guys. I use Procreate, by the way. And I know it's been a long time since you've heard from me, and hopefully the next time you hear from me won't be so serious. Thank you for listening.
You know, towards the end of this video when she dropped the Cash App, I was kind of like cringing a bit. And I went back a couple of times to see if I changed my mind about it. I was still cringing a bit. Beck, this is what we need you to do. You need to stop posting. You're giving viewers. You're at 75,000 subscribers. At least start posting at least a video a month. I'll prefer 2 videos a month. It doesn't always have to be about Amber. So the optics, you know what I mean? Because right now it just looks like the optics. It looks like, oh, you need something, now you're back to ask for something else. Even though I understand what you're doing. It just, the optics don't look good. You need to start posting on that channel. Do whatever you want to do on that channel, but you need to start posting. You know what I mean? And during some of those posts, just start spilling the beans. Mix it up a bit. Make it a mixed bag until you run out of stuff to expose Amber about, so you can move on with your other content you've been posting, if that makes any sense, you guys. And I did look at our community post. People have been donating to her. I'm glad to hear that. And she said she's going to start posting a little bit more on the channel. So that's a good thing. But yeah, so for the optics, honey, we need to start posting a lot more on that video on your channel. But that's what I got for this one. And there's memberships available on the channel for $2.99 to $3.99. And yeah, you guys, this is all I got for this one. And I will catch you in the next video. Let me know what you think, what Beck had to say. I know I'm a little bit late to this party. I've been sick. But let me know what you think. And I will catch you in the next one later. Bye-bye.